When there's no middle class, it's not a place that you would want to live. And that's true, again, not just economically, but also politically. Countries that have only a far left or a far right are terrible places to live. It's the great center where we go slightly right, slightly left with a pendulum is healthy. Because, you know, the ocean has tides, and that's, to me, the pendulum of history. We go slightly right, slightly left, making those corrections like the car has a gas pedal and a brake. You don't want to drive a car without a brake. You're going to go off the first cliff. Or if you don't have a gas pedal, you're just going to sit there. So you need both working in synergy with each other. That's why the normal fight between what we call left-right in America, it's slightly right, slightly left. We don't have giant pole swings. Like, we don't end up with Hitler. We don't end up with Stalin. We don't end up with these giant swings of the pendulum in America historically. And that's why America has succeeded, because we're not going through spasms of revolution. And economically, it's the same thing. When you have a big, healthy, mushrooming middle class, it balances the requirements of the poor and the avarice of the rich. It kind of brings the two together. But as the middle class shrinks and as the political center gets obliterated in what is an increasingly acrimonious fight between the left and the right in America, well, we saw what happened when the country lost the ability to speak to each other. It happened once. It was called the Civil War, when we literally lost the ability to negotiate with ourselves, and we literally went to war with each other. When you had a Congressman, Preston Brooks of South Carolina, 1856, walks off the floor of the House of Representatives onto the floor of the United States Senate while it's in session, and comes up behind Senator Charles Sumner of Massachusetts, an abolitionist, and beats him, nearly beats him to death with his walking stick. Literally left his skull open and his brains exposed on the floor of the Senate. Walked off, went home to South Carolina, and had a dinner in his honor. Okay? That's what happens when people stop talking to themselves. Now, would that happen again? I don't know. If it happened once, it can happen twice.